Another Peru trailer has just hit the airwaves, this time featuring the entire species list that Intisuyu Reserve is going to have. Check out the trailer.
With the morning sun, the valley awakens. These lands breathe.
Wait, hang on, I never do this. Tapir? Like, that is the one species that I was really hoping to see when we found out it was going to be like an Amazon map. There was, I talked about it, a mission in Danger Zone 2009. That's where I get my name from, Flint Abrams, the main character. I did this tapir hunting mission a million times. That is awesome. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled trailer.
The mountains stretch into the sky, and the river flows into dusk. But at night, the forest doesn't sleep, and silence never lasts. And each step is felt before it's seen. Here, the rivers hide more than they reveal. The mountains stand in watch, and the jungle decides who lives. This is Peru. This is Intisuyu.
So there were then, in total, 3 unrevealed species from the map trailer on Tuesday. That, of course, was the South American tapir. I'm so excited for those. I cannot overstate it. I'm probably more excited than most, but I think that's going to be super cool. Ocelot, they looked really awesome. And by the way, there were some additional shots of these animals on the YouTube short that they posted. So you might see those on screen as well as I'm talking about these things. And then the greater Grayson. That was the only one that I knew nothing about. I had to look that up. Turns out that is a mustelid species. We do see their class 1 in the video. From what I was able to find, they are 3 to 9 pounds. They can get bigger in captivity, so we'll see how big they end up being actually in Peru. But honestly, really cool species lineup. We have the tapir, we have the Western Mountain Coatis. They look really cool. I quite like them. There was a cool shot of those in the YouTube short as well. I think they're going to be a lot of fun to hunt. Probably a challenging diamond, but it appears maybe they move in groups, so that might help. The vicuña, of course, we've talked about them quite a bit, like a llama type of species. Very interesting, and I feel like they could have unique furs, but we've only seen the one. Capybara, of course, we know going to be one of the big-time animals on Peru, and of course Pablo, the hat-wearing capybara that we saw in the sanctuary. The cinnamon teal, I was hoping for a different duck species, like maybe Brazilian teal or something, but cinnamon teal are going to add a nice little flair to the map. The ocelot, as I mentioned, the YouTube short shot, I thought looked really nice. Those huge eyes, they're a very, very cool cat. I suspect they'll probably go to level 9, predator species typically do, and I would really think they're going to be a challenging diamond. Hopefully rare encounters, but I bet they're just going to be tough to see. A class 2 cat, kind of slinking through that brush, that is going to be super cool and an awesome addition. You know, with those jaguars lurking out there too. We had another look at the spectacled bear in this. Check out the fur variation difference on the second one that's running across. A lot more of what gets its name, like the spectacle coloration there around the face and the eyes and stuff. A lot of light colored fur. I'm most excited there about the rares, and I really do hope they themselves are going to be rare encounters. I expect them to be. Jaguar, of course, we get to see a black jaguar moving through. We've seen that now 3 times, I think, across the trailers. My guess would be these guys aren't going to be a rare. maybe more of an uncommon. And like, I think it's 1 in 10 in South America. Jaguars are like black jaguars. So it would be realistic to not have that be a rare. There could be other rares, of course, but that in particular, I think should be very attainable for anybody that wants one. Imagine a diamond black jaguar. Like, oh my god. Then, of course, speaking of, black caiman. Now, this is important because I think there's 5 caiman subspecies. The reason it's important that it's the black caiman, these are the big ones. These are the ones that get to like 20-ish feet or so. So, of course, we saw the animal class. That helps us know they're going to be good size. But them being the black caiman subspecies, that tells us everything we need to know. They are going to be really, really big. Can't wait for them. I imagine, like gators, like crocs, there's probably going to be a lot of them. But I bet they're going to be a lot of fun to hunt. Then, of course, we had a couple of older species there. The colored peccary. Puma. I would love to see a model redo on that. Obviously, we can see there is not, at least in the trailer. And then the whitetail deer. They showed a couple of, like, big rack diamonds in there, too. Neat species out there. We've got a lot of maps with whitetail, but there are whitetail in South America and in Peru, so it makes enough sense to add them. And it does add another Great One species to the map as we await the official confirmation of what is going to be the Great One in Peru. We know it's going to be an exclusive species to the map, but there are 10 new species. So almost any of the species on the map, and of course any of those 10 new ones, could be our new Great One. And then finally, the Greater Grison that I already talked about. So we got 3 mustelids on Scotland. We never had a mustelid in Hunter Call of the Wild prior to basically last December. Now we've got a 4th one coming to the game. And I think, honestly, Pine Martens, mink, they were a hit. I surely hope we don't have the struggles getting a diamond one of those, as we did with mink and Pine Marten, especially mink. But, cool little animals. Sort of honey badger type of pattern to them in a sense. And of course, in that brush and stuff, I think they'll be challenging the spot. They're probably going to be quick, probably similar animations to the Pine Marten and mink. I suspect they'll be a challenging hunt, to say the least. So, 14 species on Intisuyu Reserve, 10 that are brand new, and man, I'm so excited. Like, tapir are going to be awesome. Of course, the caiman and the jaguars, those are going to be very, very cool. I don't want to leave them out of this. Ocelot, though, like, when I saw them standing there and then those huge eyes, that is going to be a really fun one to go after. And again, like I've talked about the rares for a number of these species, I bet rare ocelots, like imagine an albino with those massive pink eyes. It has to look cool. There's no way that it doesn't. And then the spectacled bear, big excited about that. And finally, the Greater Grison that we didn't already know about. All of those are going to be really cool. All of those are going to be waiting for us in Peru on June 16th. We are not far away. Just 11 days, and we could be out there chasing all those species, looking for diamonds, rares, and more, eventually looking for a great one as well. On that note, that is going to do it for this video. I just wanted to cover all of the species, known and unknown, of course they're all known now, on the new map. Let me know in the comments below, what are you most excited to hunt? And are you as excited as I am about tapirs coming to the Hunter Call of the Wild? Let me know. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.